ready to visit the wild? Well, guess who's ready to visit the wild? Me. Wild neighborhood of Mr. Donuts. How freaking cold is it out here? Look at all the stuff I wear. Look at the stuff I wear. And bam. Oh, holy God! Did you guys hear that? Oh my God! There's a package at the door. Wait, what it is?
That's not the car hobby.
But what about the package right there?
Don't touch it.
Why?
That's the car. You don't know what's in it.
There could be a bomb. I don't want to go to Chili's. Oh God! That's what the Earth looks like. This is what the whole entire Earth looks like. Guys, if you go out looking like this, you're gonna get your body's gonna get numb. All right. Bad idea. Hey, Dad. Yeah, this is weird. Hold up. Number one. Did you get me my United Airlines airplane? Huh? I'm just asking. There's a package at the door.
There's a package at the
Yeah,
door?
I want to know if it's in my airplane.
I don't know.
Panda, that's probably my airplane Mommy got me. Well, I guess that is my airplane. That'd be right, BRB. It's so little. This is seriously. All right. Could this seriously be my plane? Could this seriously be my plane? Could this seriously be my plane? I don't think so. I'm just gonna wait until an adult somehow that's my airplane! Yeah! Near, 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 near.
Is this from Grandpa?
What?
Where is this from? This is for Grandma.
Oh my God.
This is not for you, Hattie. Why are you going around opening stuff that's not yours?
Because it could,
even says Mommy's name on it.
because still,
No.
we still have tape though. Meow. It's 5 o'clock. It's 5 o'clock.
Yeah, I'm coming.
Meow. What shoes? Ninja skills. Panda, do you know what Auntie Autumn got me? She got me this. Unless I said they're so good, I'm gonna die because I'm gonna go to heaven.
I think you these tomorrow.
Why?
Because you're not supposed to be having all of this. Because you don't eat stuff moderately.
I just ate a cookie, this pretzel looking thing, and this strawberry Rice Krispie. Panda! You take stuff that don't want to. Marie, I already know what I'm gonna order at Chili's already. Even if we do probably go there.
All you're thinking about is food hobby.
Panda, I don't try to get fat, and I'm not trying to eat food every day. Anywho, let's do another tour on the water. Walk it. Looking for Rake. Do you guys spot him anywhere? Do you guys spot him anywhere? No, you guys don't. Let's see how wild he's out here. Dun, dun, dun. Did I just put it back there? As I expected. These are footprints. These are animal footprints. When I found them, then they just stop right here. Yeah. Whose feet can be this enormous? Could be coyotes. Well, time to be detective. Alright, there's one footprint right there. But it just stops. You know what? This is creepy. I'm not even gonna stay outside. You never know what it could be. It could be a predator. It could be a coyote. It could be. I was about to say snake. That doesn't even make any sense. I'm out of here. Except I'm about to fall down there. There's no wrong with this. Yeah, that is creepy. I'm getting back inside. Panda, there's coyote footprints out there.
There's coyotes in the neighborhood.
Well, that's wild. Hey, Dad.
Alright, yes.
And there's animal footprints, and they're very big. And I don't think they are coyotes. I don't think they are.
What do you think?
I don't know, like some type of, I don't know, goat, a deer. Yeah, there's deers in Michigan. Ugh. Always put your seatbelt
Hi,
on.
Dad's talking to you.
All right, this way. He's about to open the door. Say what?
You know where there are no deers?
Yeah.
Where?
I said, Jersey.
New Jersey, New York. I mean, not the state, but the city. New York City.
So every single state has deers besides.
I don't know. I can't go that far.
It's 5:05. So where are we gonna go?
We're gonna go to Chili's.
Which Chili's? There's Chili's everywhere.
I think there's one in Fort Dodge. Fort Dodge, yeah.
Oh yeah, it's next to Boston Market.
Mine was okay.
Yeah, it was great.
It was great.
Yeah,
Yes.
it took not like the last time. The last time we went there, the person was talking for about like 10 hours. Maybe
10
10 hours.
hours? You exaggerated.
No, 1 hour. He was talking for when we were in the Mushin with the big place where hey Dad.
Yeah.
You know that big Mushin we went on Eid Day?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
That person keeps on talking
Yes.
for like
Yes, for a
13.
long time.
That's why I'm never going back there again. That's Eid Day. I'm staying home.
That's part of your religion.
I know it is, but yeah, I don't. I'm not. I can fall asleep if it's that long. I can't believe we're leaving without Mom. I just can't believe it.
Can't worry about things. Can't control. Don't worry about it.
But still.
That's fine. Only worry about things you are able to control.
It's 5:06 p.m. It is this dark outside. I mean, it's 5:06 p.m. and it's this it's sun setting already. Shouldn't the sun be setting around 6? Shouldn't the sun be setting around 6? It's 5:06 p.m.
The sun should set around 6.
Yeah, shouldn't it? It's not in the middle of 5 o'clock.
No, it's just about cloudy. The sun is still out. It's just being hit. Yeah, some clouds are hiding it.
The sun is open.
You see?
I'm gonna go blind from that. Right? Yeah, that's what. Oh, yeah. There is no clouds blocking it. It's open.
To justify his emergency declaration.
So, Dad, you know how far the sun is from here?
We've been discussing it
How far the sun is
throughout the
Yeah.
show.
A lot.
Trump
So
believing he will
there's
win at the
there's
Supreme
3
Court.
planets in front of us.
Mhm.
There's 3 planets. There's
But
2
that
planets in
is
front of
not
us, right? Mercury.
A done deal
And,
because
wait,
this
Mercury
is
and
about
Venus. Right?
There's 2 what?
There's 2 planets in front of us, Mercury and Venus.
money
Yeah, we're the 3rd planet from the sun.
that
Okay,
Congress
so if
has
we're
an
about
obligation to
17,000
appropriate
octillion miles
for
away
the
from it,
executive branch.
then how
No, it's
how
just about a million miles from the sun. Just about. It's not exactly 1 million, but it's about a million miles.
Decision-making
but if how can the Earth is a straight line. It lines up with all the planets, right?
I don't know what you mean. So it's a straight line.
Is
Each
the
stage have their own orbit. They're all orbiting
okay,
the
but I'm
sun.
just saying, like, don't they have aren't they
Sometimes they
aren't the-
line up, sometimes they don't line up.
Okay, but I'm just saying, don't they line up though? Like
No, sometimes they line up, sometimes they go out of line.
Okay, but when
So
they
they're
go,
all orbiting. Did you see how they go all
Yeah.
going around the sun?
what force, how can the Earth even move first of all?
When you're in 7th grade, how do you think?
That's the gravitational force, right?
Oh, I
So
forgot about that.
so the sun is so big.
But what force pushes it next to the sun to make it a summer hot day?
Just relax. I'm gonna explain to you how it works. The sun is big. It's huge, right?
It's enormous.
So it's gigantic.
It's
Okay.
enormous.
So gigantic object have a gravitational pull, like in the universe. Any object that's really big has gravitational force, right? Gravity is what keeps you down. Right now, the reason why this car is not floating, is not floating in the air, and all of us are not floating, is because of gravity.
But it's in outer space. There is no gravity because
Just
how
li-
can
just
astronauts
listen-
be flying in
Just
space?
listen, I'm gonna explain to you something, and then you can make comment.
Okay.
And that so that gravity is capturing you and me, right? Right now, you and I can't leave the earth because of gravity, right? If we wanted to leave, we can't leave. If I wanted to jump very high and try to go up, I can't do it, right? Unless I have like a very powerful rocket or something that can escape the gravity pull. Okay, so the gravity from the sun is so powerful, it won't let the earth go, right? You see how the earth won't let you and I go? The gravity from the sun is big enough that it won't let the earth go. Now the gravity of the earth is powerful enough not to let the moon go. So the moon is trapped by the earth, right? And it won't let them go.
The mantle is the 3rd layer of the Earth, and that's where the outer core is
Yes.
where the magnetic field comes from.
Exactly. So there's a magnetic field in the center of the earth that generates that generates the gravitational force, right? So there's gravity that is keeping us. But anyway, so in general, right? In general, it's not just it's a mass. It's a mass. It's a question of mass, right? There is the there's a substance that's in the mass. There's an iron core that you're talking about. But even the planets that don't have that core, right, that mantle, still have a gravitational pull. Like Saturn, which is mostly out of air, it's mostly gases. Even some of these planets that are mostly gases, they still have enough gravity to catch the moon, right, or to catch some object and not let them go.
Hey.
Okay, so then you have, but the sun is so big. Not only is it capturing this, it's capturing us, but it's capturing about 8 or 9 other planets, right? If you include Pluto, or whether you include or exclude Pluto, right?
No.
The sun is powerful enough to catch not only the planets, but and then the sun not only. So the sun is catching all these small planets, and the galaxy is catching also the sun.
So beautiful.
Right? So there's a huge mass at the center of our galaxy, which is called the Milky Way galaxy. That's not letting the sun go. Right? It's allowing the sun to go around, right? So the sun is taking 150 million years to make one turn, right? But the center of the galaxy, so there's a black hole. There's some huge amount of force
A black hole's not a hole.
at the center of our galaxy that's catching the sun, right? And the sun is also powerful enough to catch us and catch some
Itself.
other, catch like some of the other planets, 6, 7, or however number of planets. And that's how the universe is laid out. That's how God created
But
the
the
universe.
thing is,
And everything is turning around. Not only everything is turning around, they're turning around and flying away, right? So the universe is just expanding. That's what the Big Bang Theory is.
Big
The,
Bang.
the universe is expanding and everything is turning around. Anything that stops turning around will get falls in something, right? Let's say if the earth stops turning around, going around the sun, it will fall into the sun. Actually, the earth is always trying to fall into the sun, and the sun is kicking them out,
That's just
right? The earth right now in the summer right now, the winter, so we are moving away from the sun, right? Until when is the winter solstice?
June.
January 21st, right? So before January 21st, right, we were going away from the sun, right? And then come January 21st, now we're moving away. We're moving toward the sun.
It's the Doppler.
Yeah.
It's the Doppler.
Doppler effect? No, that's not a Doppler effect.
The Doppler effect is like, for example, if a car is going
Yes.
by, like,
Yes.
you hear it.
Yes.
Like that, but
Yes.
we're moving in a blue shift.
Hey, Dad.
Do
The
you know
blue
blue
shift.
shift direction?
Yes. Yes,
Yeah.
I know blue shift. I know that shift.
So
I know the
we're-
Doppler effect. The Doppler effect. I'll let you explain so you can
I said we're
so you can learn.
I said the sun is in a blue shift.
Dad.
Okay. So
Like-
there's a right
like
shift.
those
there's a blue
clouds
shift. So
that are
there are
moving,
three.
that
there are
proves
two
that,
concepts, two scientific concepts.
Hey, Dad.
The one concept, yes, Hadi.
When the clouds are like moving around the Earth, does that prove like the Earth is spinning right now?
That's
The
the
clouds are moving around there. Yeah, the clouds are moving, right?
Looks
For
like
a
an angel
num-
trying to catch a kid.
for a number of reasons, right? There is there's a
What
lot
does
of
that look
reasons
like?
why the clouds are moving. So there's pressure,
it kinda
there's wind. So there's wind up there, wind for
Oh,
Adam said he looks like an angel catching a kid.
that cloud right there.
it could be.
Hadim said that a black hole isn't a hole. A black hole is a star.
That's true. Black hole
I
is
know.
a dead star. It's the
That-
remain of a dead star.
So
At
it's
least
still a
according to
planet.
the
Where
theory.
did you learn this?
Yeah?
Where did you learn this?
Where did I learn? A lot of it from college.
Oh, they teach you about that.
Yeah, college, when you take modern physics, if you take modern physics, they teach you a lot of the universe,
Hey,
how,
Dad.
how things work. But anyway,
Physical
It's
stuff.
theory.
Yeah.
So you're telling me that there's gravity out of space? Is
there's
there?
gravity.
There's
There's
So
gravity everywhere.
when the astronauts in
Yeah.
their rocket ship, how are they floating?
Can we talk
Okay.
about this another time?
That's fine. That's fine.
second
So
of all,
I need
how
to help
long
him
have we
understand.
been
So,
The
so
lights are
as-
green. The
so-
lights are green, and we're still waiting.
Listen, so you can understand.
I'm just saying.
So, right now, the Earth is the closest object to us that's holding us, that's keeping us from flying, right? Now, as you move away from the center of the Earth, that force gets weaker and weaker, right?
Mhm.
So, if you're sitting here on the Earth, on the surface, it's very strong, right? As you move up and move up, it gets weaker and weaker. And as soon as you hit outer space, then the Earth is not pulling you anymore, right?
Okay.
So you float, right? So once you are in the outer, about how many miles?
25,000.
No, it's not in the thousands. Maybe a
Millions?
few thousand miles. A few thousand miles. I can tell you the exact number, but a few thousand miles from here, then the Earth is not pulling you anymore, right? Then you're free. There is no gravity. Are you with me?
Yeah.
That's where there's nothing is pulling you.
Yeah.
Now for you to be in orbit, right? Let's say the good question is, right? Once you're out of the Earth, then you can remain in an orbit, right? That's what a satellite does, right? Once you're outside of the Earth's gravitational pull, then you can just keep moving, right? If you're going, you can just keep going. If you want to float, you can just stay float. So that's what these satellites do, and they just stay
No
in the
wonder.
orbit, and they can potentially stay there forever.
But
Right.
can we?
So that's how it works. Now, if you go on the moon, right?
But that which is right there.
So since the moon is smaller than the Earth, right?
It's right there.
Yeah. The gravitational pull on the moon is weaker, right? Right.
Yeah.
So the moon does not pull you as hard as the Earth pulls you, right? If the moon pulls you about half as hard as the Earth pulls you. Do you understand that?
Oh yeah.
So theoretically, let's say if you're strong enough to jump, right? You can jump and escape the moon, escape the
Yeah.
gravitational force of the moon. Like you may be able to do that. Are you with me? So it's easier to float on the moon than it is to float on Earth. As a matter of fact, you can float on Earth, right?
Not if
because
you're in
it's
water.
because it's so heavy. The gravity is so strong.
That's buoyancy.
The buoyancy is different. Buoyancy, okay, Doppler effect. Let me explain this concept.
How hot is the
Yeah.
Earth? How
Doppler effect is a sound, right? It's normally sound that the frequency changes whether it's you approaching the object or you're moving away from the object. Let's say if a siren, if a fire truck is coming toward me, right, it's gonna have a one pitch, right? The frequency is gonna be at some value, and it's behind. As it passes behind me, it's gonna sound different, right? That's all the Doppler. That's all Doppler is saying.
So redshift and blue shift.
Redshift and blue shift are similar, but instead of sound, it's a wave, right?
The wavelengths,
It's still the wavelength. They're very close.
Yeah, but
They're very
so-
close. One concerns the light. What you see, like the blue shift and the red shift. That's what you see, right? That's the visible spectrum. That's
Joe
what you
John?
can
The
see.
heck's that?
Which is very similar to Doppler, but Doppler is sound. You can't see the sound, but you hear it. But it's the same principle. I see what you're saying. It's the same principle. One applies to sound and the way you hear it, and the other one applies to light, the way you see it, right? The way you see light, depending on how fast the star is traveling, right, away or toward you, right? The light that it emits, the light that it sends out, can shift. You can see it in a red spectrum, or you can see it in the blue spectrum. That's how they can tell if an object, right, that emits light, not sound. If it emits sound, that's Doppler. If it emits light, right, and so that light will appear, will move to the red spectrum. So you have your visible spectrum all the way from red to whatever, blue, black, or whatever we see. So that's what
And
those two.
white.
That's what those two phenomena are.
Hey, Dad, I have a question. Two things.
Is that safe?
Hmm? Yeah, go ahead.
The pole?
Two things.
Hmm?
First of all, why is
that
the
pole moving?
Is that safe?
I don't know.
why is
Hopefully
the
it's designed well enough so it won't fall. It's just windy.
why is the moon just standing there and not even? Oh,
The moon can't leave because of the Earth. That's why I told you. It can go around the Earth, but the Earth won't let it go because the Earth has a very strong.
I'm just saying, like
pull.
it's just standing still.
Well, it's moving. It
That's
goes around.
that's
the,
us. Not
It
that's not,
moves. No, the moon is going around the Earth, and it moves. It goes around the Earth every 30 days. So it takes the moon
a month.
30 days, which is a month. That was very good. It takes the moon 1 month to go around the Earth and come back to the same position. The same way it takes the Earth 365 days
Which is a
to go
year.
around the sun and come back to the same position.
Wow.
And the sun is also going 150 million years around the Milky Way galaxy to come back to the same position. And the Milky Way galaxy is also going around some bigger something that's
Yeah.
much stronger than it, that's whipping it around, that's making it go around. Right? And everything goes around. That's how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala
So
created,
like, are we
created the
like
earth
in different times then?
in different times. What do you mean? In different
Like, do you
times?
understand what I mean? Like
What?
how this is going slower, and then
It's going
you
slow.
said that something is whipping the Milky Way around. And there's
Yes.
obviously something whipping that around.
Yes,
And
there's
there's
a,
Is that Chili's?
So everything's in different times. Like, do you understand what I mean?
everything is different
Like,
time.
like we're in
Time.
one time.
Yes.
Mad
Outside of space is in one time.
Yes. I mean, I don't know what you mean.
Is that Chuck E.
But-
Cheese's?
Time is
Ooh-wee.
just relative, right? Time is
I haven't been there in a long time.
just the measure
Chili's.
of
Chili's.
the measure
Yes. Yes.
that happens between two instants,
Chili's.
right?
Yay.
It's well, that's what we
Chili's.
call time, right? We call time
Chili's.
the lapse, the event, the moment, right? The moment it takes to go from one event to another event, right? So,
All right, bye guys.
and that's
I will
relative,
see you
right?
later in,
That's relative. I
in my
don't wanna
next video.
lose you.
So bye.